Okay, so now we are moving on to puff stitch in this lovely scarlet colour. As you can see here, we've got a row of puff stitch and then we've got a row of triple stitch. So it's triple stitch. It's like a 2-row repeat. So we have puff stitch, puff stitch row, puff stitch, triple stitch row. Okay, so here's one that I made earlier. And now it's time to show you how to do the puff stitch. So I have here just added a triple row in the ivory because as you're following the blanket, you will see that's what you have done too. So let's join our new colour, which is this gorgeous scarlet colour. So puff stitch row is, we're going to begin it like a row of triple, so we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, which is not counted as a stitch, and then we're going to turn our work. So in the very first stitch, we're going to work 1 triple crochet, which hopefully you should know how to do now. And now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to miss the next stitch, and we're going to start a puff stitch in the following stitch. Okay, so we're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, and pull through. You want to work this stitch quite loosely. Okay, so you should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. So you should now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over. And you're going to, so now we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through. Now you should have 9 loops on your hook. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now you're going to yarn over and pull through all 9 loops. This can be a little bit fiddly. That's why I have said to try and work it loosely. And once you've finished your puff stitch, we're going to chain 1, and then you're going to miss the next stitch, and you're going to work a puff stitch in the following stitch the same way. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through a loop. So 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, insert your hook. You should have 5 loops on your hook. Keep following this process until you're left with 9 loops on your hook. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yarn over. Now we have 9 loops on my hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yarn over and pull through all 9 loops. Now we're going to chain 1. We're going to miss the next stitch and work a puff stitch in the following stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook, and repeat the same process until you are left with 9 loops on your hook. Remember to work it loosely so it's easier to pull all of your stitches through. And once you finish, chain 1, skip a stitch, and then work a puff stitch into the following stitch. And continue this process until your very last puff stitch. If you get confused at all, feel free to pause the video or rewind the video back to the beginning of the row and watch me do the stitch again. So I think you're yarning over 4 times in total. Oops, sorry, I've made a mistake there. Now when you get to your very last puff stitch, you are not going to chain 1 on your very last puff stitch, because you are left with 1 stitch at the end. You are just going to work 1 triple crochet into that last stitch. If I can get my hook through the loop, there we go. 1 triple crochet in that last stitch. And there you have it. You should have 1 completed row of puff stitches. And now we're going to work 1 row of triple crochet stitches. So again, chain 2, does not count as a stitch, and turn your work. Okay, so this is your first stitch, work 1 triple crochet stitch. And then work your next triple crochet stitch into the top of your puff stitch. And then your next triple crochet stitch into your chain 1, and repeat this process until the end of the row. Okay, so you should be coming to the end of your triple crochet row, ready to work your next row of puff stitches. You might also want to check your row count here as well. Okay, so okay, so now you should have finished your puff stitch row, so you should have 3 rows of puff stitches.